You're watching Pyro Media Network.
I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. But you didn't know me, all you wanted was a game.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Hey. Happy Friday, Junior. It's Nicole D. Vick of Nicole D. Vick Live. My bad, Dr. Nicole D. Vick. Let's get it right? Dr. Nicole D. Vick of Nicole D. Vick Live. I just found out today is the first day of summer, and y'all already know my summer is pretty much canceled because of this broke ankle. My ankle still is broken. Yes. Waiting for the specialist so I can get some, whatever they're going to do to it, cast surgery. We don't know yet. And I hope to be back on camera soon, you guys. I mean, the reality is you do not realize how important your ankle is until you ain't got an ankle. Okay. You do not understand and respect how important your ankle is to you until your ankle is gone. Why? The other day I was on hold in the background, you know, the little wait time music. She was singing that song, "Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone." Wow, I'm in there crying, waiting think about my ankle. I'm like, I am so sorry, ankle. But anyway, hopefully next month I can get back on camera. Because think about it, right? I have to figure out how to get to a space where that is aesthetically pleasing in my wheelchair. Also, somebody has to come do my hair. Like, I can put my hair up into a ponytail, but it needs to be washed. I need to, like style it some kind of way. There's just a whole bunch of things that need to happen, and I can't really do them by myself. So, hopefully next month will be the time where I'll get back on camera. If not, definitely for sure August 2024. Anyway, today's the first day of summer, as I said. So hopefully you all are looking forward to a fun and eventful summer. Yesterday was Juneteenth. Now, yesterday I went to the Hollywood Bowl and saw the T-Pain Juneteenth concert that I had bought tickets in advance. We figured out how to accommodate me and get in the wheelchair and get there safely. But something else happened yesterday. And West Coast, stand up for real. And I'm really sad I missed it, but there was that pop out. There was a pop out yesterday. Kendrick Lamar showed up and showed out, shut down. If there was any question about who won the rap battle thing, situational, there's no question. Okay. All the snippets I've seen, top tier. And if this is what the summer is going to be like, I'm hyped even in my little chair. I can dance in the chair. When T-Pain was singing, I was dancing, waving my hands. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping you all have a beautiful, happy, and safe summer. Take care of your ankles, take care of your elbows, your hands, all of that. Be careful, please, because one fall can just take everything just out of commission and then you stuck. What you gonna do? All right. So I am continuing my conversation on woo, look at Kendrick. And I heard they did the song like 5-6 times. And everybody in the audience was hot every single time, word for word, just singing it. So I think again that was just a highlight of the beginning of summer and of Juneteenth. So I'm continuing in my conversation on the road to reparations, and to me it just meshes really well with the concept of Juneteenth and what happened. Right, Juneteenth was June 19th, 1865, when the last enslaved people in Texas got word, hey, guess what? You're free. And they didn't even know. It was 2 years after the fact. And to me, reparations is part of that conversation. And I'm just really curious about it and wanted to talk to some people about their thoughts. I've been looking at legislation. I'm looking at all kinds of things that are happening. And so I just wanted to bring on someone that I really, really respect, amazing woman, and want to hear her story because she told me a story about how her family celebrates Juneteenth. So we're going to hear about that. But because of her work and the things that she does in regards to employment and employees, specifically Black employees, I was also curious as to like what reparations would mean to the Black worker, right, as we navigate the workplace. So I'm not going to read the bio. I might get back into that, but I honestly feel like people can best explain who they are instead of me reading a thing. Like they can tell you who they are, what they do, what they're about. And so I want to bring on our guest, Miss DeLlora. Hey.
Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much, Dr. Vick, for having me tonight. I am excited to be here.
I am so happy to have you here. And before we even jump in, I'm just gonna say this because I'm in this space in my life. I'm gonna start giving people their flowers, especially because people have been so helpful to me about what's going on in my life right now with this broken arm. And I just saw my friend John jump on and leave a comment a second ago. And he's one of the people that's like, whatever you need, Nicole, help. I'm here to help you. But anyway, all that to say, DeLlora, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I see you, and I don't know, we ain't gonna ask you your age, ain't nobody business, but we are some seasoned, mature women. I don't know, how unseasoned I am and compared to you, so that's not really important. But I feel like when I see you and I see how you move, I say that is who I want to be. I just feel like you have a presence that is very, I don't know, inviting, open. You're always trying to help. You're not gatekeeping. And I'm really about like, I don't believe in gatekeeping. And I feel like you don't either. And so I just wanted to stop and say that, like, when I see you and also too, I'd be like, oh, her hair always so cute. The little curls when you put the spirals in it. So I just be just really admiring you. And I don't think I've ever really said that to you, but I'm saying it now. And I'm really glad that you took the time to come on tonight and talk with us about Juneteenth and about reparations. So welcome.
Well, I appreciate those comments, Nicole. I am going to continue to call you Dr. Vick or Dr. Nicole. I haven't really settled on it yet. I'm so excited. I was so excited when you shared that you were entering into the program, and then for you to accomplish the goal, I was just ecstatic. I am always looking forward to opportunities to uplift our community. As you know, I get the honor of serving as the president of the Los Angeles County African American Employees Association, and I live, breathe, drink coffee, but also our mantra. Our mantra says that we are always in tune to elevate, educate, and empower. And we start within our communities, we start within our family networks, and then we also extend that within our membership. So as I serve as the president of LaKea, I always am looking for opportunities just to uplift these members and letting them know that, yes, there is a space for you to show up unapologetically. Now, I wear my hair in its natural state in honor of our very own supervisor, Holly Mitchell, and the work she's done around the Crown Act. You know,
Yep.
Lakia has uplifted those things. And I'm like, you know what? She gave us permission. She fought for that right. LA County has changed policies related to it, and I am not going to let those things be haphazardly looked at. So that's why you see the locks the way that they are, because that's how it comes out of my scalp. And I'm that God, our Yahweh, our Elohim, has given me this hair, and I am just showing up unapologetically. Now, I don't mind telling you how old I am. I think I'll be 59 or either 60 this year in November. And I say that proudly because we have a fascination with ageism. And in our community, we used to have an old saying, Black don't crack, and we live to be 104 and 80 and 70 and things of that nature. And then we got to an age where we were saying, don't tell nobody my age. But I'm like James Brown on this one. I say it loud, I say it proud. I'm 59 or 60. I'll check my birth certificate and driver's license later. And unapologetically being a supporter of everything related to my people. So thank you again for letting me be here.
I know that's right. And, you know, that is true. That saying about Black don't crack. And I think one of the things, and I don't disagree with that statement, but I also feel like what often happens, unfortunately for us as Black people, we not cracking on the outside, but what happens is the weight of the world cracks us on the inside. Our hearts and our spirits sometimes are bruised. But no, I hear you. And some people are leaving comments. John left a comment. Someone named Sweetie left some comments about also agreeing with me about you not being the gatekeeper. So folks are commenting as we're talking. I really want to share how we met. And the funny thing is we met outside. I'll just call it that. Like we met outside. I was in Leimert Park at an event that I was helping Black Women for Wellness host. And I was out there with my first book, pushing through, finding the light in every lesson. And you walked up and we started talking. And I think I mentioned something about something. And we ended up connecting on that level. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, there's a connection there. And ever since then, I'm like, this my friend. So that was really amazing. I don't even know what drew you to that event. Do you remember?
I do. Lakia, at that time, we were doing a membership drive where we were attempting to just raise awareness about our organization. And we had the opportunity to be there. When you go to look up our association, we were established in 2009. We are a county recognized employees association, but we also have opportunity for associate members, non-county employees, to join us. So that's what caused of me to be there, because we were trying to just raise our brand awareness and let the community know that there was such a group of African American employees that had a philosophy and dedicated to eliminating racism within LA County, but also providing a nurturing environment for county employees that happen to be African American. So that's what drove me to the community for that particular day. And what drew me to you was, I'm a reader. I love Ethel Wands, and I believe that it's important for us to support, especially independent book owners and writers and publishers and things of that nature. So when I seen your table there and you had your shirt on and you're behind your table with your stack of books, I was like, I'm buying a book from that sister. I don't even know what the book's going to be about, but I'm buying it. And so I bought the book, and when I read it, I was like, she works for the county. Oh my gosh, look at this talent that we have in Los Angeles County. And so you, whether you know it or not, was part of the inspiration of Lakia starting our book club. So we had got a plea from many of our members that they wanted a book club, but the idea came from you, and there was two other women that have written books. Our very own Cynthia McCoy Miller, who is the executive in the county, and she wrote a book. And I said, we're going to start our book club, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to highlight county employees that have written books.
Yeah. And I think
that's where we started.
And I think something about that really that's important to mention is that there's a lot of very smart, talented people in your workspaces, not even just where you're referring to as a workspace, but people you don't even know. You be thinking, oh, that's the clerk or that's the typist. Baby, that person done wrote a mag. I have a friend, she works at a bank, but on the side, she got a magazine. She's doing all these things. And, you just really never know. I want to pivot a little bit to Juneteenth. The other day, and then we'll go to a commercial break after I ask you this question. Can you tell me, you were sharing the other day when I saw you at the coffee shop, because we was talking, you shared how your family celebrated Juneteenth. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think it's different, you being from Texas or from that area and us being from LA. I don't know if we really get the nuance as much as some other people do. So can you share how your family celebrated?
No problem at all. So yes, I enjoyed that conversation in a coffee shop the first Saturday of every month. We sit in a coffee shop to give an opportunity for our members just to dialogue. Always an African American coffee shop because we do believe in circulating Black dollars. But I was sharing with you that day, my grandmother and my grandfather, my maternal side of the family, is from Texas, and a little place called Tyler, but everyone's they're from Dallas. And so over the course of the years, since I was a very, very little girl, Juneteenth was very important to our family, to the point that it was a 3-day event. We knew that you were not excused from those 3 days, but you knew that everyone in the family showed up. Friday night, the family gathered at my little house on San Pedro in Imperial, right in the curve where my Aunt Georgie lived for a large portion of her life and raised her children. So Friday night, it was a fish fry. And then that Saturday was an all-day event where the entire family was required, not asked, required to be there. And we played cards, we played dominoes, we ate, they made caramel cakes. But one of the things that my grandmother and her sisters would do was make sure we knew our family history. So there was a point in that so-called gathering where we would stop everything, all activities, and then we would learn the history of not only Juneteenth, but how our family migrated to California from Texas. So again, I do still cherish those days, and I still have my trophies because I did come in first place in 1992, very long ago, for the spade tournament. But there was poetry reading, and everyone was expected to come and say something. And if you didn't have anything, my Aunt Georgie had a book of poetry, and you was like, pick one of these, and you were required to read. At the time, during my teenage years, I thought it was like, this doesn't make sense. But now I am so full of gratitude that our elders insisted in making it a requirement. And we were able to bring family, friends along. An extended family, and it grew and grew and grew. But that is our Juneteenth history. So as I became older and it became a national holiday, and then county holiday, state still working on their holiday. I learned yesterday that state employees are not given the day. And so they worked yesterday. So I'm hopefully, work towards that. Yeah, I was surprised. But I don't believe, and I hope that the County of Los Angeles and everyone that is listening to us tonight, Nicole, will not just have it be another day off. Yeah. Juneteenth cannot just be another day off. It should be spent with family, with friends, learning our history, planning, strategizing for our future. And so as you lifted up or opened this program with speaking about or Kendrick Lamar's event at the farm. I was plugged in and I was so proud of Los Angeles. And I knew that there was no one else that could have pulled off that type of an event here in this great city other than Kendrick Lamar.
100% agree with that. 100% agree. We're going to go to commercial and we're going to come back and talk a little bit about reparations. All right, y'all. See you in a bit.
Elevate your entertainment with Watch Vim. Discover the ultimate online streaming destination. Get an auto-renewing monthly subscription for unlimited content on all devices. Join us in supporting a Black-owned streaming platform that brings top-tier entertainment. Let the streaming excitement begin at Watch Vim, your seamless experience for endless entertainment. Stream online or download the Watch Vim app now.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19. But their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
Know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
And we are back. I am here with Miss DeLlora. We are talking about Juneteenth, and we're about to jump into the conversation about reparations. So for this month, over the last few episodes, I've really been digging into this whole conversation around reparations and about how it's about righting a past wrong, right? And actually, compensating folks today for something that happened in the past. And a lot of the things that what I'm seeing task force recommendations from the state. I'm seeing federal language. I'm seeing all this language. It's really focused around things like that I call in my line of work the social determinants of health. One of them being employment, right? So as part of your association, have you all been having this conversation around reparations? And if so, what are you focusing on?
Wow. There's a lot of things that the association is following. Of course, we're looking at the recommendations that were put forth by the California Reparations Task Force. And in fact, on June 4th, many are aware that our very own Supervisor Holly Mitchell brought forth a motion that was unanimously adopted, that the county of Los Angeles will start taking a look at the framework, look at the recommendations to create a framework around what they could do. What are the actionable steps that we can explore here as a county to in support of the recommendations from the task force? One of them is about economic empowerment and things of that nature. So I know that your audience probably was all tuned in and heard Supervisor Mitchell's motion and are keeping a close eye on that. But what the association is focused in on with the Reparations Task Force recommendation is closing the wealth gap. So it's twofold for us. In the actual task force executive summary, there was information about homelessness. There was information about California homesteading laws that prevented many African Americans from actually purchasing homes. In fact, we're still trying to catch up because according to the State of Black LA report that was produced last year, home ownership in LA County is its lowest for African Americans. So wow. About 33.5% of us own homes in this county. 39.1% Latinos have homes. 53.9% of Caucasians are white, and 54% Asians. They own their homes. So the part of the Reparations Act that we have been focused on is closing that wealth gap by offering and partnering with groups to bring home ownership fairs to LaKea, to bring more information about, fixing your credit, financial literacy, down payment programs and things of that nature. So that is one piece of it. But we also know that in order for the folks to qualify for a home here in LA County, they need to make a little bit more money. And that's inclusive of the county employees. So whenever there are promotional opportunities that are coming up, LaKea is making sure that our members are either aware of this promotional opportunity or getting ready for it. Getting ready for it, how? We are preparing our folks by, offering work study groups, taking them through the application process so that they can get past that one barrier of, oh, my application was rejected. I forgot to check this box, or I didn't use a key word here, so they rejected my application. Although I am qualified and am eligible, I didn't complete the application properly, so they could not see that. And now I cannot sit for that exam. So those are some of the things that we're doing related to what's in the actual Reparations Task Force recommendation around closing the wealth gap. A couple of other things, and then I'll pause just in case there is any questions. We also know that there is a Black tech gap that's growing leaps and bounds. So when you look in many of these fields of technology, advancements in IT, you don't see many African Americans taking those opportunities. So what LaKea has done is we've entered into a partnership with Delete the Divide, and we are bringing these opportunities that are available through the Delete the Divide initiatives to our members. You can go and get a Google certification. There are Microsoft certifications. There are certifications that county employees, especially our members, can be getting so that they could sit and qualify for some of these jobs that will have a better salary for them, a pathway to different employment, which thereby will help them economically. Those were the areas of the actual reparations task force recommendation we focused on, and then the policy piece. But I'll stop there.
Yeah, I was reading it, and it's really, I mean, first of all, the document is 1,000 pages long. So
Right.
I have kudos to the task force. They was not playing, because that whole thing was 1,000 pages. Now, all of that 1,000 wasn't the recommendations, but I mean, it was just such a comprehensive document. And one of the other recommendations I saw, and I know this is more state level, was to repeal Prop 209, because what they saw was, we see less Black and women of color contractors getting certain contracting positions or being able to compete for contracts. We see less Black people in public service as a result. Of course, we see less Black folk in some of these state-run, colleges and universities. And so I was even looking at that too. But I think that the two things that you touched on are so important, because a lot of times we don't even get to compete because we can't even get past we can't get to the gate to even be able to run the race in the first place. And I think that's so, so important. One of the last things I'll ask you, because we're running low on time, what should Black workers be thinking about in general in regards to reparations? What should they be keeping track of, staying on top of, asking questions about? And this, what do you think?
Well, there's a couple of things, and I know that we are running late on time, so I'll just prioritize it like this. African American and our Black workers in the County of Los Angeles need to stay involved and engaged. Involved and engaged. Involved how? First of all, we need to stay up to date with our information and making sure that everyone have the latest. We can't be going into these conversations talking about something that happened in 1969 when change is occurring at the ground level. We need to be focused in on the State of Black Los Angeles report, because Tuesday, the 2024 report will be released to the board. We need to be taking the time to stay involved and then engaged. I was so disappointed when the chairperson of the California Reparations Task Force made her appearance here in LA, and she was over at the Hammer Museum explaining the report, and you would have thought that the room would have been overflowing. We were not there. So what I'm asking all African Americans, members of LaCAA, members, their community, the family, be engaged and get involved.
Absolutely. Because listen, if we're not engaged and involved, we cannot expect other people to advocate for us if we ain't there, right? We can't be like, well, how come this happened? Well, what happened? You weren't there. and
support. I'm sorry to cut you off. Support. You have Supervisor Holly Mitchell that is doing some amazing things. Many recognize the fact that in February, she proclaimed African American History Month. But we didn't read down a little further where there was a motion that was connected with the proclamation that there should be an anti-Black racism campaign for our county. Where's her kudos for that? With this thing with Juneteenth. Yes, she's having her celebration on June 21st in the city of Carson at Victoria Park. It's not only a celebration, but it's a resource fair. She's making sure that we know about the available resources. We need to fill that park up to show her our support. It's from 4 to 8 p.m. And every time that we see that there is someone fighting, advocating for the movement of the needle, support, engage.
Absolutely. See, this is why you came on this show. This is perfect. I'm so glad you were here to share this knowledge with everyone. We are going to make sure you get a copy of this video some kind of way where you can share it out, because I think people need to hear. This is really important information. But I thank you so much for being here on this week's episode of Nicole D. Vick Live. I'm getting ready to do my outro, so Boom. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening in this week. You know where to find me on my social media. I am on TikTok. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Instagram and Facebook, but not so much so because, you know, my leg hurt. So not so much, but I have a space there and a presence there. You can also check out my website, www.NicoleDVick.com. You can see a Spotify playlist of previous podcasts that I've been on as guests. And also you can purchase my books on my website. I have my first one, Pushing Through, Finding the Light in Every Lesson. I have my second one, which is Push Through 52 Weeks of Light in Tough Times, which is a journal. And then I have this most recent anthology, Triumph in the Trenches, Navigating Success for Black Professionals. This is the green book, but for Black working people. This is about 20-something authors across all different types of working institutions, genres, or whatever, talking about how they navigated work. So I have those copies available as well. All right, next week, another episode. We will see you then. Again, thank you, DeLlora. I had such a great time talking to you. I mean, I have a great time talking to you anyway. So this was, I didn't expect any less. But thank you so much for being here. And we can always bring you back for sure if you want to. All right, everybody. I will see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.